Hey everyone, welcome back to the 90th minute. We are your hosts. We got Greg, Lucas, myself, Liam. Co-host Waz.
Where is he?
Not here. Sad. Every time Manchester United do something good, he's not here.
Which is kind of...
It's actually a blessing
It's
in
when
disguise.
they do something bad, too. It's when it's like just
true.
average, he's here.
Average Manchester United.
If Manchester United draw or get a small victory, he's like,
He's here.
And he hypes it up so much. Anyways, if you are new to the 90th minute, make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. Hit that bell notification. We would greatly appreciate that. Also, hit us up on any and all social medias. Links are in the description, especially TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you're listening on Spotify or audio apps,
And apparently...
we greatly appreciate your support.
And apparently, we have a new channel.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
So...
If you are a fan of the 90th minute and you want to see some of our best clips and highlights kind of put into a mashup,
Of last month.
Lucas, what's the channel name?
The 90th minute clips? No, the 90th minute podcast clips.
He made the channel. Link will be in the description.
If you're interested.
Link will be in the description. Check it out if you would like to see, like I said, some of the best clips and moments of the podcast
Of last month.
of a month. We get it. You don't even know the channel name. You can't tell me what it's about.
Lucas made
It's
the
like
channel,
Karen.
doesn't know what it's about, doesn't know anything.
Anyways,
Let's get on.
let's kick off
what
this
you
week.
are here for.
There's a lot to talk about, as we usually do. It's the Premier League, and it's a fantastic, huge encounter, the Manchester Derby.
Yeah, it was a massive build up to this match. Many people were talking about it. Many were a bit split on what's going to be the outcome, mostly because of past results between these two sides. Could Ole pull off the treble?
It looked like, Ole seemed to have Manchester City's number this season. He got some big results against them.
Even though they didn't quite beat them in the EFL Cup.
No,
over
but
two
they beat them in
legs.
the second leg.
Yeah.
So could they do it once again at Old Trafford?
And the result shows.
They did.
2-0 Manchester United. It ends that way. You have to put blame on City, though. They are they were their own downfall.
Well, they started out the game pretty well, in my opinion. They were pressuring Manchester United. They created a good chance or two. I know Sterling had a good shot, which De Gea saved. But after that, Manchester United went on to dominate the rest of the half, really.
United had good possession. They had good movement. They created good chances. Like you said, they seemed the more deadly and more threatening team in the first half.
Now, overall in the match, not good possession because they had 27%.
Yes, but that's Manchester City. They'll pass the ball around all day and not do anything with it.
Now, really, when I was watching, especially the first half, I had to take off my glasses. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Then I couldn't see, so I had to put them back on. But
I love Lucas's funny moments. It's great. That could be a compilation. Just you with your puns and jokes.
Well, you might have one in the future. Celtics.
I saw your pun. I saw it on TikTok. I liked it. Actually,
It was. I watched it too. Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out on our TikTok.
Back to the match, guys.
Yes.
But
United like to counterattack. We all know that.
Yeah.
And City likes to hold possession.
But they were creating good chances in this first half.
Yeah.
It was like
City or United?
United. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I mean, I would like to say this was Anthony Martial's best game in United shirt.
You should have scored more.
It quite possibly was his most complete game wearing a Manchester United jersey.
I wouldn't say that. I'm sure
He's probably had better, but
I'm pretty sure he scored a hat trick before.
But a complete game against a huge rival and a big moment of the season kind of thing.
Yeah, this is definitely, he got some help, but that's okay. You got to take the chances you get.
And we have to give a shout out to Waz's boy, Bruno Fernandes, pulling the strings. Since he's come over, he's
controlling
been
that
brilliant midfielder for them.
He's miles apart compared to the rest of the players on the field. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
I've never watched him before, really. I've only seen stats and highlights,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure what to expect. But yeah, he's definitely jumped right into the Premier League waters with great effect.
That's the big thing, is he's come across from Portugal and he's fit in the team perfectly. He's fit into the league perfectly. And you look at other teams,
it's like he's been there all along.
Even if you look at Liverpool with Fabinho, he took almost a season to get into it and to get into a rhythm. Some would argue still not even into a perfect rhythm. But Bruno Fernandes has come across, and within weeks, this guy has solidified himself as a starter, one of the best in the squad, and one of the best in the Premier League.
Maybe it's just early form, but
potentially.
It does make you question why they didn't sign him in the summer. Like if they had
a lot of different reasons, but yeah.
Maybe the top four race wouldn't be so tight if he was part of the squad and influencing the team.
If United,
we haven't even seen him and Rashford play together yet.
That's a big thing. But if United had signed the players who they've always been rumored to sign, United would be a damn good club. I don't know what stops them half the time.
Manchester United still has problems. Like Harry Maguire in the first half, he did make a few mistakes.
He's coming back off injury though, a little of injury. So
that's fair. And also. Actually, Wan-Bissaka, he actually at times looked like Dani Alves.
Wan-Bissaka got home and he emptied his pockets. He had his car keys, his phone, his wallet, and Raheem Sterling.
Like
he just had Sterling in his pocket all night.
Maybe some of these
Which
players
usually he does though. To be honest, in these past games, it's been
Sterling keeps quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, Sterling has never scored against Manchester United apparently, and he had one good chance, maybe actually two good chances. But Wan-Bissaka, like I mentioned, usually very good defensively. But I saw some good offensive stuff from him in this match. Like he had like this move where he hit the ball between his feet and got past.
I mean, I think most people say Wan-Bissaka is a very complete defensive fullback. If he can add to his attacking game, he become a very complete fullback. And I think he is starting to add a different dimension. You know, the tricks like you said, but also just getting forward more often and being quick on the attack.
I'm still not sure how good his offensive output is quite yet.
It does help though. It does help that he's got Daniel James in that wing, and that kid can run for days. Yeah. And he's so quick.
But speaking of
Daniel James had a bad moment.
It wasn't just Daniel James. I think it was another player later on.
Yeah.
It was first Martial actually who.
AM9 Tony Martial #it.
Bruno Fernandes was wide open.
Yeah.
Oh jeez, you okay?
Sorry, I died there.
But yeah, Bruno Fernandes.
He didn't actually die. For the people not watching.
I mean, I hope not.
I'm still okay. But no, he could have just squared it, put it on a plate for Fernandes, and would have been 2-0.
And then later in the second half, I think Daniel James could have done the exact same thing to Bruno Fernandes.
Let's talk about the actual goals because we haven't talked about any of the goals yet.
Yes.
First goal does come through Anthony Martial.
Free kick.
Fantastic free kick by Bruno Fernandes. He dinks the ball over the back line, and it's a simple tap in for Martial. But
simple tap in, but Ederson
near post. Ederson needs to be doing better.
It wasn't a simple tap in. It was just
No, but it was a tap in terms of
it was
over. He just connected with it cleanly. It wasn't like he had to beat man.
Well, I'd say it's an attempted finish on net.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
it's
an
attempted finish on net.
I say tap in is when someone passes across.
Okay, so it wasn't a tap in.
It was a decently hit
finish
strike that the keeper should have saved.
Yes, the keeper should have saved.
I was going to say a good finish, but it wasn't a good finish.
No.
It was a good finish. It was near post.
I
think that was a well worked play. And,
it definitely was.
I think that was a training ground routine where they had the plan where Martial stays out left, the ball goes over, and he just comes in behind.
It was a good shot, but the keeper should have done better. Ederson should have done better.
There's no getting around that. Ederson should have stopped. He got a hand on it. His wrists were made of butter.
For him being compared to like the best goalie in the Premier Leagues and stuff, he should be better. He should be doing better.
Did anyone see Roy Keane's halftime comments? He went, "What the hell is happening with goalkeepers right now?" It's a valid point. What the hell is happening to the goalkeepers?
Well, I think with Ederson, I was watching something earlier. Someone made the point. Ederson never really has had a world-class performance, really. He's usually like a consistent performer, like a 7 out of 10.
The thing is, he doesn't need to because usually City is just dominating.
That's the big thing. I think some of these big Premier League goalkeepers are, protected by their back line, their midfield, and they're made to look outstanding. The best goalies, in my opinion, are the ones that face 13 shots in a net and they let in 3. They've conceded 3, but they've made 10 brilliant saves.
The thing about those goalies, though, they have to make the big saves, even though they have a couple chances against them. They have to make those saves when it comes.
That's the big thing, is when they are called upon, they have to be there. They have to step up. Yeah. And sometimes it's tough to go 25 minutes without a shot on net, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That separates elite keepers like
100%.
Ederson to world-class keepers like Alisson, Ter Stegen.
Right, Tal.
Yes, I know.
Well, the guy who made that point, who's a City fan earlier, he said that Alisson is better than Ederson.
I agree.
I mean, the two of them are going to battle out for Brazil's number 1, and I think Alisson will win that position.
He's already won it before.
Yeah, I mean, we'll wait for Copa America time, but 100%. I think he is a supreme goalie.
But yeah, overall, good first half for Manchester United. I was very impressed, and but second half they do what they usually do after a good first half. They go defensive.
Bit of a shaky defensive moment, yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I don't know. Like after the 70th minute, I wasn't really concerned for Manchester United because it it didn't seem like Manchester City were going to score. They had like one or two decent opportunities.
They had a very big opportunity to score.
Yeah, was it
Sergio Aguero?
Well, the actual goal, but it got ruled offside. Yeah.
We should talk about that one.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Aguero gets slid in and he has a calm finish, but the flag goes up and VAR takes a look at it. VAR goes, yep, he's offside. It was very close.
It was close, and I don't think De Gea even tried. Like,
I don't think so. I think United stopped because the flag went up and everyone kind of saw the flag.
If VAR called it onside, that would have been just.
I would like to yell at every single Premier League lines person. I'm going to say person because there's females. I know that lines person. Don't flag if it's close.
Yeah.
Don't flag for that.
Everyone's been saying it. Refs have been saying it. Just don't flag.
I watched the Dortmund game and the lines people, they didn't flag even with blatant ones. They let the play end and then they flag kind of thing. And it's like, I don't like that because that causes confusion, but I don't like the Premier League just flag. If it's that close and you flag and the defender stops and they go in and score and VAR goes, well, he was onside, goal. Well, I'm going to defender go,
we've seen
I stopped because the flag went up.
If it's blatant, I'd understand playing.
If the thing is 4 yards
there's
off,
no reason
offside.
to put up the flag.
Yeah,
I agree.
Even though some refs are just insane with the decisions they make, I'm like, how do you make that?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes linesmen don't get enough credit. I do know they make mistakes sometimes, but sometimes they call it offside when it's like so tight. I'm like, that's pretty impressive. But you won't get credit for that because one linesman will make another mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Right after the VAR moment was Ederson's second shaky moment of the night.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Ball gets passed back to him. He goes to control it with his left foot and misses the ball completely. It rolls under him and nearly goes into the net. But Tony Martial is right there on his trail, and it's inches between Martial getting his foot in there and a goal for United.
Fortunately for Martial, his foot kind of got wrecked.
Oh, yeah, yes. He went knee first.
He did go knee first into the post.
He showed his scars after the match. It wasn't great.
Yeah, it looked rough watching that, honestly.
But what is the goalie doing?
It's just too casual, really.
Is it too casual?
Yeah,
or is it
I think Manchester City's play style in the second half especially was just too casual. They weren't really on the what's the word? On the front of the not putting enough pressure. They were just casually passing the ball.
Is it too casual?
It kind of seemed, I kind of agree with Lucas. It seemed like they seemed like they were winning, honestly, and they were just not.
I think that's Manchester City this season. They've coasted through too many games. They've conceded too many crap goals because they don't have a fantastic center back like Laporte to anchor that defense.
Well, do they have any good leaders in that team, do you think?
I would hope Fernandinho's a good leader, but you lose Vincent Kompany.
With someone like David Silva not playing night in, night out, is that, how much of a miss is that, honestly, right now?
What I was going to say is, I don't know if it's too lackadaisical mind or if it's, are goalies today being asked too much in terms of distribution, ball playing, playing out from the back.
You shouldn't be making that kind of.
No, you shouldn't. But whatever happened to a goalkeeper being a goalkeeper?
Because the game evolves and you get an advantage.
I agree, 100%. You look at Manuel Neuer and how he revolutionized the position basically. But there's something to be said about a shot stopper.
Yeah, but why can't you be both?
You should be able to be both.
You should be both.
But I think there's times this season where we've seen supposed top goalkeepers make blunders like this.
Yes, and we've seen top defenders make mistakes too. Defenders have to pass the ball well, and they have to defend too. Goalkeepers have to pass the ball well and block the ball.
No, I agree. But yeah,
that's how I see it, and with the leader thing.
Anyways, Ederson got away with that
very closely. Yeah,
but. We move on a little further.
I mean, there was a good ball made by someone across, and Sterling tries to get on the end of it and doesn't really get any much contact.
No. Yeah. Sterling had a bit of an off. I think Manchester City in general had a very off night.
And it is a big part of this. They're missing Kevin De Bruyne.
They're missing
their
De Bruyne.
Best player.
I mean, there was times
best player's hard to say on
there
that
was
team,
times where if De Bruyne was in there, you'd think maybe he would actually get something more involved in the match because it just didn't seem quite right for City throughout the second half.
I think we all know De Bruyne is that focal point of that team right now.
But I don't want to make that excuse for Manchester City because they won the Premier League last season without De Bruyne.
Yeah, they shouldn't need him.
So I don't think that's the reason they didn't win this match.
I
no,
agree
De
with
Bruyne.
that,
De Bruyne's always going to be a huge miss for you because the guy's a genius and he can run a team. But I think they're missing Fernandinho in the defensive midfield role. They're missing a center back like Laporte and a center back like Vincent Kompany.
That's another one too.
They're missing a spine of the team right now.
Yeah, a leader, like mentioned earlier.
Not only just a leader, but a tough tackler in the middle like Fernandinho, and a smart defender like Laporte, and a experienced defender like Vincent Kompany.
Well, you need a lead. Yeah, you need a leader in this.
Yes, I'm not saying you don't need a leader. I'm saying you need the spine.
You seem like you're dismissing that point.
I agree they have no leader.
Spine basically is the leader.
Fernandinho should be the leader of this team, and I think he is, but I don't know if he has if he commands the same respect that
Vincent Kompany made and David Silva made.
Like Vincent Kompany is a legend of Manchester City. He is probably one of their best players ever, and along with Aguero, is going to be loved.
It's crazy, but when he was at the team, I didn't rate him as highly as I do now that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean that's how things work in life. You don't appreciate.
You don't realize what he was actually doing until he's gone.
Well, I know he's a good defender, but I never thought he was as influential and crucial for this team as he clearly seems to be.
Now, there's also other things that we don't know, and there's other things that we do know with everything that's gone on with City this season. Yeah. Now it's just.
Can we get on to?
Let's actually get on to
what country I think has the best midfield in the world currently? Scotland. We're gonna win the Euros. Because Scotty McT.
Well, they qualified first, and
hey man, we're getting there. We got the best midfielder in the Euros.
Don't hype Waz up, please.
Hey.
Actually, no, that's
between Scotty McTominay, Billy Gilmour, and Callum McGregor. We got a good midfield going.
Is Callum McGregor even that good?
He's fantastic. He's going to Leicester.
Oh yeah, I read that comment on TikTok.
He's going to go to Leicester because Brendan Rodgers likes him.
Are you mad about that?
I hope he stays. I think he'd be the next captain for Celtic. We'll get on Celtic later, Lucas. Lucas, we're the Manchester.
Brought up the point.
Hey, shut up. Manchester
this
Derby.
This is a Celtic podcast, I swear.
It's either a Celtic or a United podcast. There are times a Liverpool one, too.
Barely about... Anyways.
Shut up.
We talk about Liverpool all the time, too.
Scott McTominay scores a goal.
Yes, because Ederson made a mistake.
Ederson throws the ball right to him. The net's wide open.
Goalkeeping mistakes, and he does another one.
Yeah.
So.
Would you blame the grass for this?
What?
No.
Because it's extra wet, and maybe he.
No.
Maybe if it wasn't wet.
Why is he throwing it like that?
Well, he's trying to make a counterattack.
I see what he's trying to do, but no, it's a bad throw. It was not on target at all. McTominay was a great finish. The first time volley, I liked it.
I'm just trying to.
Don't stir the pot.
Okay.
No stirring.
But yeah,
anyway, so United win 2-0.
Old Trafford. Scenes at the Traffords.
Yeah,
I mean,
you saw it as soon as that whistle went.
Yeah. Well, this is a huge result because I think United have been in actually fairly decent form the past month. I want to say
since
Bruno Fernandes.
Since Bruno, yeah, 100%. City, to do the double in the Premier League over them, and like I said, the triple over in the cup competition. I mean, to do a double over City, not many teams can say they've done that.
Not yet.
I think this was the second team this year to say that.
I mean,
it's
crazy to say that there's two teams that's done that double over City this season.
I saw a stat saying Guardiola's lost more games this season than he has in his entire other time at Manchester City.
And you know what Guardiola said after the match?
What did Guardiola say?
We played so good.
I honestly can't stand that man.
He passed the ball
to
around.
me, he's just such a fake person.
I agree.
I think he's fake. I think he just tells you what the cameras want to hear. But behind closed doors, he's so... I'm not going to say mental, but he's so, on it at times. It's like, Pep, you need to relax. Look at Jurgen. The guy's having a good time, and he's winning. He's having fun.
But then he gets angry.
And that's okay, though, because I think Jurgen Klopp
when you're
has
such
raised,
a good team and you make stupid mistakes, you should get angry.
I think Jurgen Klopp's raised a very family feeling around Liverpool. Well, Pep Guardiola is like a laboratory. This is how it is. If you don't like it, then get out of my way.
I mean, look,
that's just my personal opinion on it.
To play devil's advocate for Pep, I do like some of his post-match press conferences sometimes. Like, after the Norwich loss, I did like that one. He was making good points.
What did he win at Bayern Munich?
He won everything except for the Champions League,
which is to be expected.
He also had probably the best Bundesliga season ever.
Okay, but that's to be expected at Bayern Munich when you are that team.
And it was a generational team. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Not only were they their best they've been in a long time, but Dortmund was not.
Dortmund were good one year with Thomas Tuchel.
Yes, but they sold Lewandowski, Royce, Götze.
They didn't sell Royce. What are you talking
about? Not Royce, sorry. Götze, sorry.
But no, there was one season where Dortmund were actually challenging them, but Bayern were just too good.
There was, but he had a fantastic team with Robin Ribery in their prime Lewandowski going on. Well, Lewandowski's still in his prime. That guy just goes on forever.
I mean, Robin Ribery went on forever.
And then, the center back with Boateng and Hummels.
Bayern Munich in their prime. Bayern Munich in their prime.
So I look at him at Bayern Munich. Yes, he's won everything, but that's to be expected. He was Manchester City. Yes, he's had some fantastic years in the Premier League.
He won the English quadruple.
Yes, fantastic years. I'm not going to take anything away from the trophies he won at any of his clubs. I'm not going to say they're any less relevant because they're him. But what I'm going to say is he's had fantastic teams. He's had generational players at every club he's gone to. And you know what?
That's why we brought up the talk of it would be interesting to see him go to a smaller team and see what he does. But
there's one guy on Instagram that keeps saying he has to go to Napoli and save Napoli. I don't think he's going to Napoli. I hate to break it to you.
His ego probably couldn't handle being on such a small team.
No, that's
look.
I think his ego is big.
I think Pep is a great manager, one of the best of all time. I think he's very intelligent. But even back in the Bayern days, there's times when I just got the feeling like the type of person he was, I just didn't like, except for one time. But like how he would just get angry at a referee about a decision, then when Bayern score, he just hugs them. I'm like, come on, man. And obviously he's a very smart guy. He teaches players a lot and improves them so much.
I'm not gonna say he's not a good manager because that'd be ridiculous to say. He's obviously great and he's won so much.
Gets so much out of his players when the time.
You look at Raheem Sterling, how he's made him such a fantastic player that we were sitting here 6 months ago saying Ballon d'Or possibilities.
Well, he hasn't scored in 12 matches.
Exactly. He's slowed down a lot recently, but anyways,
maybe City needs to get some new fresh blood in.
I think City. I know you're gonna yell, but I think they need a decent change in the summer.
They need a relegation.
FA, please listen. Financially, they screwed you. Sunday League 7,
But at least he played Phil Foden.
Yes, give Phil all right.
He definitely deserved it after his.
100%.
Even though he wasn't that good.
So it ends 2-0 for Manchester United.
Massive win for United. City, not very great.
Rio Ferdinand tweeted, "Ole's at the wheel, give him a contract." Rio, stop it.
Not this
stop
again.
It, Rio.
Ole just knows how to play against City, apparently. So.
Hey, look, I think you just gotta wait how the season goes. Reevaluate him at the end of the season. If you think
United's on the up right now, yeah, exactly. See how it goes.
If you think Ole can take you from A to B, well, I guess if Ole takes them to top 4, that's to B. But if you think Ole can take you from B to C, then keep him. But if you think you can get a manager who can transition Manchester United from a good team to an elite team,
why are you going from B to C? Shouldn't it be B to A?
No, A to B.
No, reality is this: if Ole can get the investment in the squad that's needed, which I think he's actually getting some good pieces to the puzzle right now. If he can get that, and if he can, clinch top 4 and
get Champions League back,
and
they're still in Europa League,
become a club again that can actually potentially challenge for a title race, I think they stick with Ole because he's United bred kind of thing.
Yeah, I still don't think he's the right guy there.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he will be at Manchester United next season. But hey, I've been wrong many times before.
All right, guys, come on, Pep to United. Let's go.
If Pochettino is available,
it's not happening. I know.
If Pochettino is available, I find it hard to say no to him.
What about Allegri?
I don't like Allegri's play style.
All right, me neither, but that's okay.
I think it's time. Let's go on.
Let's move
to
on to Chelsea because Chelsea also played in today's fixtures.
Yeah, it was a.
Chelsea against Everton.
Yeah.
Usually Chelsea haven't been too good lately, but after
I think Chelsea's been very good lately.
They tied Bournemouth last week.
That's okay. That's a blip. I think since they got thrashed by Bayern Munich, they've come back very strong.
I mean, they did beat Spurs.
And you.
Yes.
They beat you.
They've been better, that's for sure.
Yes, we mentioned that on the 1v1.
They beat Liverpool 2-0.
Yes.
Williams
Liverpool out of the cup. They can't win the
much
treble
better,
now.
in my opinion. They're playing Pedro again.
Pedro's back in. Williams been running.
They're
Billy Gilmour, big old Billy.
Their injury list is just massive right now.
And also, they're starting Olivier Giroud, which I've been screaming out for months. Thank you for starting an actual goal scorer, not big four-headed Tammy Abraham.
You were
that man looks.
at the beginning.
I liked Tammy at the beginning. I was like, wow, I'm decently surprised. A good old championship quality striker doing well in the Prem. Send him back to the championship because that's where he belongs.
That's harsh.
But it's fair.
No, it's not.
It really is.
He's 13 goals in the Premier League.
And he's missed a hell of a lot.
Yes, but that's still pretty
and
harsh.
who else has missed a hell of a lot, Liam?
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I think is the best striker in the Premier League.
If I speak, I'm in
joking.
big trouble.
Listen, me and Greg have both been very impressed with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, more so because it pisses Lucas off.
Yeah.
Lucas goes, this guy's overrated. He misses chances.
I don't say he's overrated.
You say he misses easy chances.
I say he
and
missed.
what did he do today?
He missed
a very
pretty
easy
easy
chance.
I didn't see this match, unfortunately, but was it a one-on-one chance or what?
It was a 2-on-0. And he was to dink the keeper and just misses the ball in the net and everything.
So it was
he just scuffed the ball, honestly.
So it was pretty much like a finish on a goalkeeper. Like you need some composure to finish.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just a terrible finish. He was in on a loan and he should have done better.
Okay. Well, my point is made.
Hey.
But I hope he improves at that in the future because that'd be good to see a good goal score.
And it just would have been a massive goal because at that point it was 2-0, of course, for
Chelsea do go on to win 4-0 over Everton. Absolute thrashing over Carlo Ancelotti back at Stamford Bridge.
I heard Gilmour got man of the match again.
He did.
That's kind of nuts, honestly. An 18-year-old getting man of the match against teams from Liverpool in a row.
Roy Keane said he was one of the best midfielder displays he's ever seen.
Oh, that was the one against Liverpool.
No, he said this week here.
No,
about Liverpool. Sorry,
yeah.
It was, yeah. But he's like, I was watching the game and I had to sit forward and pay attention more. I was like, yeah, this kid had a great game against Liverpool. He replicated it again today.
Yeah.
Mason Mount.
Chelsea looked good.
Mason Mount scored the first goal. Very tidy finish by him. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
People are screaming out that he's the next Frank Lampard.
Pickford was very busy today.
Pickford was busy and crap.
Mm-hmm. Look,
he made a few decent saves.
He made a few weak ones, I thought.
I thought the finishes were pretty...
Did anyone see the poll? I don't know who put out the poll on Twitter, but it was who should start for England at the Euros. I think it was like 85% said Dean Henderson. It's like... Sold. Put in big Dino in net.
We're gonna get to that because he had a hell of a day as well.
Did.
So
yeah, but
there's not a hell of a lot to talk about this game. It's 4-0 Chelsea. It's a great display for them.
And a terrible display from
Everton yet again are when the time comes they seem to be lackluster.
Yeah, after a good performance last week against Manchester United, just this week not good enough. I know Chelsea fans have been praising Gilmour a lot, like we've mentioned. They're calling Xavi
the Scottish Xavi.
Well, they're saying like Xavi sleeps in Gilmour pajamas.
There you go. But 60% possession for Chelsea.
Like you said, the Liam Giroud is back in this team, and they're doing good with him too. So
it was just complete control by Chelsea.
And I think having Willian and Pedro, it's just that experience.
Pedro actually was. I saw that Pedro was so influential defensively that a majority of time, not majority, but a lot of times, it was him playing right back and Marcos Alonso playing right winger. He'd come back so much. That's what he needs as a fullback.
I assume you mean left side.
Left side. Sorry, left side.
But I think that's just there's so much experience up front there, like with Giroud, Willian, and Pedro, and just helps bring that young midfield.
Yeah.
Hopefully, obviously it's not a good plan for the long term.
Oh, no. But you still got, like you said, with all those injuries, it's rough. So hopefully these big key players, experienced players, can
carry you to the end of the year, kind of thing.
And get those.
60% possession for Chelsea, 11 shots on target, 4 goals. It was Chelsea's day at Stamford Bridge.
Let's move on.
They won at home, so that's.
I want to move on to Liverpool quickly.
Yeah.
Liverpool win 2-1 over Bournemouth.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tighter match than I would have liked.
Callum Wilson does
when Bournemouth scored, were you scared?
I was pissed off because I thought it should have been a foul.
That was a big talking point. Yeah. Joe Gomez, was he pushed?
Or was he pushed, or was it like just Joe Gomez was over?
Would that be a foul on the attacker? If the defender pushed an attacker like that?
quite possibly. I think it was a foul.
I think so too.
I mean, I was really annoyed about that. I thought
Jurgen was annoyed.
I think the referee was making quite a few mistakes in this match, but maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. But
yeah, it does. Yeah, after the foul on Joe Gomez, it does get put into Callum Wilson, who slots it home. 9 minutes in, Liverpool down at home. After the month they've had, it was a little bit shaky at Anfield.
It was scary.
Oh, a big moment was Cook getting injured, which brought on
Jack Simpson.
Yeah, he did not have a good moment. Lost the ball. He was on
Mr. Cook. Yeah, he came on and didn't have a good game.
No, unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
but
he gives balls right to Mohamed Salah. Makes it 1-1 within 25 minutes.
I don't think it was to Salah.
It wasn't to Salah.
It was to Mane.
It was to Sadio, but he slots in Salah.
Yeah. Mane made a bad pass to Salah, but Salah still somehow scored.
Yeah,
that's Mo Salah.
Finish.
Yes, Mo Salah.
Don't do it. I was gonna say running down the wing. I think you guys saying. I was gonna just get up and leave.
But Sadio Mane would also score too, which.
Mane scored just a few minutes later to make it 2-1.
Great pass by Van Dijk.
It was a great pass by Big Virgil. The man's the best ball-playing center back in the league.
Now, there was a few moments that had me not feeling too comfortable.
Yes.
Especially in the last minute where Callum Wilson should have scored.
How about Adrian? What did you think of him?
I think he was a bit cautious throughout the match. He made some saves where he maybe could have caught it, but he
put
just
it off the crossbar.
Adrian is starting because Alisson's out with a hip injury.
Yeah.
It's looking like Alisson's going to be out for the game against Atletico.
That's a little scary.
That sucks, but I have faith in Adrian.
You can trust Adrian. He's a decent enough backup, but he's definitely not Alisson.
No.
And he is capable of a mistake like we saw against Chelsea in the Cup.
Yeah, he is capable of a mistake, but he's also capable of having good performances.
100%. Yeah. If he's confident and the defensive line is confident in him, I think he plays well.
Yeah. But on to the next, what you were talking about, James Milner.
It was incredible. Big old James Milner comes and saves the Liverpool season in a sense with a goal line clearance.
Not save the season.
Hey, I'm saving the season because you guys can't go more games without winning. It would mess you guys up. I think you'd have replays of the slip going on, and you'd be all scared. And Luis Suarez would haunt your dreams. No, Demba Ba would haunt your dreams, and you don't want
the entire
that.
Jurgen just has the entire Liverpool squad just watching Slippy G just.
Well, why would you want? That's terrible for our mentality state.
I know, I'm joking.
Stevie G's slipping again.
But yeah, Milner, incredible job. He came in for Robertson in this match. He probably needed a rest.
Yeah, and he was sleepy.
Sure. And Milner clears it off the line. Thank you, James Milner. You were someone we may need in the Atletico Madrid match if Henderson isn't playing.
James Milner is such an interesting player because at times you look at the bench and you go, you know what, Milner, you have no place on this team anymore. You're older, you're slower, you don't fit the attacking.
But then he just comes in and just is an
He's so useful. Yeah. Left wing, left back, plays in the middle of times. He's played attack for parts of games.
Takes the penalties, does everything for that team.
Generally, I wouldn't be the most mad if he starts on Wednesday against Atletico Madrid. I know in the past I haven't liked midfields with James Milner in it, but
do you just like that? Want that experience in there? Is that kind of the
thing? Like maybe I've been wrong a bit about Henderson. Maybe we need multiple leaders in the side to
Captain Jay Hendo,
because Henderson does yell at other players, and maybe that helps focus.
Not just yell at the player, but he controls the game. Speed, passing.
I wouldn't say he's the best at controlling the game.
I think he's been brilliant this season.
I think he's been great this season.
I think he has been great.
I genuinely think he needs to get English Player of the Season.
English Player of the Season?
Yes.
Like league, like of the whole league, or just England?
Every English player in the world.
Oh, English player.
He means England.
I know
nationality.
Jadon Sancho's been brilliant, but you have to give it to Captain Jay Hendo.
You know about me and Jadon Sancho.
I know.
I'm excited to see England's team for the Euros. Like it's just gonna be.
It should be good.
If it happens.
If it happens, this could just be a real bad summer for the 90th minute.
I mean, that's the least of our worries right now.
Yeah. Right now, we're still talking about this match.
Yes.
Which we should be moving on because I don't know if there's that much to talk about.
Well, there's also at the end where Nathan Ake received the ball. He was offside, but he received the ball and then he passed it across to Callum Wilson, who completely messes up, and then all the Liverpool players gang up on him and get rid of the ball. Yeah. And that looked bad on him, but I think Ake was offside there, but they didn't give it.
It ends 2-1.
Oh wait, they did go
for Liverpool. Good result. A bit of a nervy night.
Need to get back on that winning.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, maybe a win just gives the team more confidence, and maybe with the Anfield crowd on Champions League nights on midweek, that'll pump them up, and we get a great result against Atletico Madrid.
Let's move on to another nervy win. Arsenal 1-0 over West Ham. I don't think the Gunners were deserving of this one.
Yeah,
they're a little off.
I heard Antonio had several chances.
Mikel Antonio had one chance where he was literally in the 6-yard box, one-on-one with the keeper, missed the net.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I like Mikel Antonio, but oof, boy.
Yeah, and also I heard Noble wasn't too good.
When is he ever?
Fair enough.
But no, but West Ham, 14 shots, 6 on target compared to Arsenal's 2 on target. Arsenal didn't, they had 70% possession, but they didn't do much with
Leno
it.
a lot, honestly.
I
made some pretty
I think
good
Bert
saves.
Leno made some great saves. The goal does come to Alexander Lacazette. It was a decent finish for him.
Yeah, also headed it down to someone, and then it went to
Ozil onside, you guys agree?
Yeah.
It was close.
It was close, but I think he was on.
Yep, I agree. Which he was, so.
Yeah, in general,
it's a big result for Arsenal. I think they need to get wins like this.
How good has Saka been? I think a lot of people are talking about it, but he's been fantastic.
Also, Pablo Mari played too.
Yeah, Pablo Mari started, the 26-year-old. It's an interesting lineup, though. I mean, you have Socrates at right back.
I mean, they're running out of players.
Yeah, they are, honestly.
I mean, Bellerin was on the bench,
but he hasn't been great this season.
Yeah, I think a lot of people overrated him in previous years.
I think his years at Arsenal could be coming to an end.
I mean, the injury didn't help him either.
Villarreal.
Where's Tierney?
Tierney's dead, man. He's absolutely injured.
Isn't he back in training?
Who knows? That guy gets injured all the time now.
Well, hopefully he's okay for Scotland.
We got King Andy, don't worry.
Oh, that's true.
But neither of them want to play for Scotland, so it's a bit of a piss off.
Really?
Yeah,
Andy doesn't want to play?
Andy hasn't played for Scotland for a handful of the last
because you guys were
friendlies.
playing like Gibraltar or something like that.
Yes, but they also just don't like the manager.
He'll want to play next time.
If it's meaningful,
so.
we should get our best players out, but you never know.
I thought you said... Oh, I won't get into Scotland right now.
Let's move on, though, to Sheffield.
Okay,
Sheffield United?
Sheffield United.
So
1-0 over
this
Norwich.
is first versus second in the championship last season?
Yes, it was.
I think you're going to say this season Premier League. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
No, of course not.
No. Norwich did just pip Sheffield United last season in the championship. This year has been a very different story in the Premier League.
It's just so funny to talk about, honestly. You got Norwich in the relegation battle, and you got Sheffield United, who were
challenging for Europe.
Yeah, and they were just first and second in the championship. Norwich first in the championship.
Well, Norwich could score goals like crazy in the championship, but they conceded. And like we saw with Fulham, you concede in the championship, you concede in the Prem.
Yeah. And Sheffield United know how to defend.
They do. They got a fantastic manager in Chris Wilder. Great system defensively. And you know what? They've been scoring enough goals to win.
Hell of a keeper right now.
Yes, they do.
Some of those
Dean
saves
Henderson has
were
been
ridiculous.
The triple save on the line.
Yeah,
the man was laying on his back and
was
he just
that?
saved it. Like,
deserves England's spot just for
I
that.
agree. I honestly, I think
was
it'd
crazy.
be robbery if he doesn't start.
Did you see that, Lucas?
No.
Lucas, what did you do this weekend?
Look, I woke up late on...
If we didn't see, he made a triple save
The
on
man
the line.
made a save with his body, fell over, made a save while falling down, and then he was laying on his back and made another save.
It's like
all on the goal line.
Blank shot, and he
Yeah.
had the strength to keep that ball out. It was ridiculous, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If that was David De Gea, you're screaming about that for 6 months.
I mean, Pickford has still played well for England, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, we'll see what they actually do. We'll see what Southgate wants to do, because
it ends 1-0. Goal through Billy Sharp.
Did you like Billy Sharp's celebration?
Yeah,
he's just taunting the Norwich
It was
fans.
good. I liked it.
He was shushing them, Lucas.
It was a good result for.
Sounds like you in FIFA.
It's a good result for Sheffield United. It keeps them in the conversation for Europe. They're seventh.
Yeah, they're only
a massive win.
They're 5 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah.
They have a game in hand against Aston Villa.
Yeah. Norwich, they are last in the Premier League. I don't see this team getting out of the relegation zone. 6-point difference.
I mean,
And the City Crushers, it's rough for them right now.
Yeah. Let's move on though.
Yes. Newcastle, they win.
No. Tottenham Hotspur. We're going there, Lucas. We're going to that tire fire.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a mess.
They're a mess. It ends 1-1 between Burnley and Tottenham. Tottenham are a mess, but you have to give credit to Burnley. Yeah. They've been damn good.
I'm just talking about Spurs in general, and they're going into Leipzig.
They're gonna suffer.
Boy, that's gonna be rough.
Wasn't there controversy on the first goal?
On the Burnley goal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought some people were questioning if there was a handball.
I'm not.
On the.
I did not watch this one.
I think so. It wasn't. I don't think it was too bad. Like it was a little bit, but like it kind of like took a deflection and went off his arm. I think. And
okay.
Burnley haven't lost since January.
What?
Their last loss was 3-0 against Chelsea. Since then, they've beaten Leicester, they've beaten United, they've drew Arsenal, beaten Southampton, beaten Bournemouth, drew Newcastle, and now drew Spurs.
They're only 2 points behind Spurs now.
They've had a fantastic run of form.
They're in 10th place. They're going for Europe.
Again.
Waz will be so upset.
Sean Dyche is a bloody mastermind. Yeah. You have to give this guy credit.
100%.
And they're going against City next week, so that could be a bit of a rough one.
You can hate against their style, but you can...
That's what I saw one guy who said, you give Sean Dyche attacking style and power, and he'll make you into a center back.
Yeah.
He's very defensive, but you know what? That's how this team survives. Defense first.
Yeah, you got these lower teams that you like to say, they need to be good defensively against 100%. These teams like they call the top 6 right now. Yeah. Still.
The goal does come through Chris Wood. I thought it was an okay finish. I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Dele Alli, he does make it 1-1 from a penalty in the 50th minute.
But nothing else from Spurs.
Nothing else from Spurs.
In terms of goals.
No.
Spurs are a bit of a mess. I mean, we should talk about midweek.
Hang on, we should also talk about Mourinho's...
After this game, Mourinho said that Ndombele is pretty much at fault for all of Spurs' issues. Basically, Mourinho's found his new Paul Pogba.
And
great. It's one of my favorite players.
It's one of Lucas's favorite players. Lucas can have a list of players, and me and Liam will make fun of all the time. Not because they're bad players. They're actually great players.
I don't hate Ndombele.
We just find it funny.
He's been quiet since his move. He hasn't done much. And
I mean, the times I've seen him play, I thought he's influenced the game quite well, except for one occasion. But I don't watch every Spurs game. I don't know
He hasn't been given a ton of play time.
Unfortunately, I'd only watched the highlights for this game, so I actually didn't really see how he played the first half. He got taken off the first half.
Yeah.
Same with, who was it that got taken off as well?
Skip?
Yeah, and Mourinho's like... Yeah. Or he was like, he didn't directly say Ndombele, but he's also like, well, I'm not going to criticize like a 19-year-old for how he played. So
I think Mourinho had some problems with Ndombele earlier this season when he was too afraid to start a game because he didn't want to get injured again.
I think there's a lot of issues with Jose Mourinho. You know, we praise the guy a lot, and I love the guy.
We love him,
but you have to ask what is happening with him.
Now, some players...
Spurs are going through a rough time. They do have a lot of injuries.
Spurs as a club are going through a rough time, but Mourinho, I think, is going through a rough time.
I mean, Ndombele in Lyon last season, there was times where he didn't give his 100% at times, and he was called out for it by the Lyon president too. But some players, they react better to reactions like that.
Yep.
I'm not sure how Ndombele is going to react to that. Hopefully it's positive.
It just depends if Mourinho actually wants to play him again, like in the next match, for example.
Well, he's going to have to play him again. Look at Spurs' injuries.
Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't have a ton
Maybe
of
he comes
options
out against midweek Leipzig and has a great game.
And he's also one of the record signings for Spurs.
Yeah, I think he is a record signing.
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Either him or Lo Celso.
Can we talk about midweek, though?
What about midweek do you want to talk about?
I just want to talk about after the game, really.
Oh.
Spurs get knocked out of the cup by Norwich, who are bottom of the Premier League. They go out on penalties.
Shocking.
But after the game, when incident happens, supposedly Eric Dyer's family was being taunted during the game, which is not good. Don't do that. Yeah. But he jumps into the crowd and goes up like 20 rows to confront the person who was being taunting him.
And that person runs away.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've seen it in the NBA.
I've never seen a player go into the stands and confront a fan. I've seen Cantona's kick. That happened.
I've seen Patrice Evra's kick.
Patrice Evra kicked a man. But to go not only in like the first row or the first like 5 rows, but to go like up 20 rows up,
he was climbing.
The man was like leaping.
He's on a mission.
Do you think he's going to get suspended?
No, it's okay. I don't think.
Did anything really happen from it?
All he was confronted. Like, he didn't hit the guy. He didn't.
I think the guy ran away.
The guy was like took off, but
you should
still
be afraid of like. Those guys are ripped, honestly. Still, like they're gonna.
The thing is, I think this has to call into question. As a fan, yes, you're allowed to make fun of a player. You're allowed to
give him stick.
Call them out if they're being crap. Don't make it personal. Don't be racist or stupid or anything like that. Yeah.
Respect football. Respect the game.
And understand that they are people. They're gonna have reactions. But on the other side, Eric Dyer needs to be better.
Yeah, you shouldn't climb into the like in the NBA in the early 2000s. There's the Malice in the Palace where Ron Artest and some other guy jumped and beat up people in the stands, and that was a bad look on the NBA. And those guys got suspended for like 70-something games.
Yeah. I mean, as
Dyer's
not only as
I mean, it's hard to be composed.
I know, but
he's one of the leaders in the Spurs team because he's a very veteran player, and he's a leader in the England camp because he's been around for so long. Mm-hmm. He needs to be better off the field, and I guess technically during the games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand I can be sympathetic with him.
I can see both sides of the argument, yeah.
But yeah, you just don't want it. You don't want this to become a thing where Premier League players enter the stands.
Don't fight people. Yeah. Quickly, just to go over the rest of the results. Crystal Palace beat Watford 1-0. Wolves and Brighton draw 0-0.
Crystal Palace had a great
goal. They had a good game, actually.
It was a great goal.
Roy Hodgson got a new contract, I think.
He did. Good for Roy.
Christian Benteke was a great play, honestly.
Yeah. Wolves will be disappointed with that one to draw with Brighton. And Newcastle win 1-0 over Southampton.
Let's go, Saint Maximin.
One thing about the Wolves, man, I respect Ruben Neves for going for that long shot. It was like a volley from like 40 yards out. He just went for it.
That's just what he does.
Yeah,
was it close?
No, it went up. It went pretty high up. But even the commentators just like anyone else in the world doing that, you're like, what is going on? Ruben Neves?
There's a possibility. Monday's fixture is Leicester City hosting Aston Villa. That'd be a good game.
Someone did ask us if we could talk about Aston Villa quickly. So let's just talk about them for a minute.
What would you like me to talk about?
Well, they do have 2 games in hand.
They have 2 games in hand. They're 19th, 25 points. Will they stay up?
2 wins and you're up.
Will they stay up?
It's so
let's also talk about they made the finals of the Carabao Cup, which it sucks that you didn't win, but it's fantastic for you to be there. It must have been great for the fans, great for the club, like just being there.
And they were so close.
Yeah, it was.
It was a valiant effort in the final as well.
But you gotta respect what you did there.
I still have faith in Watford that they'll go up, that they'll stay up. Bournemouth, I still see them going down.
I mean, can Jack Grealish carry this team to? Well, because I really rate him. I think he's a great player.
I think Aston Villa they have a tough schedule. Bournemouth have a tough schedule to finish the season, and West Ham have a tough schedule. Because looking at Aston Villa here, they play Leicester, Chelsea, Newcastle, Wolves, Liverpool, United, Crystal Palace, Everton, Arsenal, and West Ham on the last day.
With the Leicester, though, we know how that happened. What happened last time that happened.
Yeah, Leicester have not been great this last few.
So can we redo it again?
Maybe it's not in a cup semifinal, so I don't know if Brendan Rodgers is going to bottle it.
But I mean, Leicester were comfortable in third. Now it's only a 2-point gap between them and Chelsea.
I mean,
they've tumbled,
Because it was a while ago, but I think someone wanted to talk about Jamie Vardy's goals. I think we did talk about it a little bit, but
I think we kind of forgot.
But he's been kind of bad.
Dried up.
Well, he did have an injury not too long ago, and then he might have been rushed back too quickly and isn't on.
100%. I think he was supposed to be gone for a while, and he came back very quickly.
Yeah, because for the cup semifinal,
we were saying best striker in the Premier League.
17 goals in 25 games is not bad numbers.
Oh, it's still great, but it's just he's been on how many games has it been now without him scoring? Probably like 8 or something.
But I mean,
maybe not
you look at like the other strikers. Jose Perez has 7. Ian Nacho has 3.
I mean, he comes off the bench most of the time.
Yeah, but that's not great numbers. I mean, Damari Gray, he's got 1.
We were just talking about Leicester being like they were second, 100%. But that's what we were saying, and it's
we weren't going to say that. City was still close with them.
They were so good, though. They were.
I think they started off the year above the form that they thought they could be. I think right now they're playing at their true form.
I think they were scoring more goal, like the expected goal stats.
Yeah,
I won't explain what that is. You can search it up, but they're outperforming that quite excessively, and I think it's just averaging out.
They were
now,
punching above their weight. Now they're just where they should be.
If they get Champions League in the end, I think
it's still
like what I
great
think I had Leicester finishing 5th or 6th.
Yeah,
I think
sixth.
most of us had them. The rest of us had it like 7th.
8th, 7th, 8th. So I think that's where they should really be. That 7th to potentially 5th. I mean, for them to be 5th, for them to be 3rd right now is a great accomplishment. But they're coming down to that level.
Yeah.
And with Aston Villa, do you expect them to stay up or?
Villa's going down.
Ooh, you think so?
Yeah.
Norwich, I hope not.
Norwich,
I hope Villa
West
does
Ham.
save up.
No,
stay
Bournemouth.
up.
I gotta put Bournemouth in there.
I hope Villa.
I have to put Bournemouth in there. I have to stick with that one.
Okay. Greg, what do you think? Who's going to be bottom 3?
If I'm looking at it just like that, I'm gonna say Bournemouth, Norwich, and
Norwich,
Brighton.
Bournemouth, West Ham.
I'm going to go Norwich, Watford, and West Ham.
So you're saying Villa and...
I'm just being a bit petty with Watford.
Yeah.
I like Villa, so I'm gonna try and keep them up.
I don't really dislike Watford, though, honestly. I actually like them.
I like Watford.
They beat you.
I mean,
Okay.
That's why you don't like them.
I actually kind of like them.
That was the Premier League.
Yes.
Let's move on to Italy.
No
No.
keys yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, Italy had a massive match, but not many fans.
Yes.
If any.
They had none.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, Lucas, you want to explain what it is actually going on with it, though?
Well, I had a post on the last video about it.
Yes,
but yeah, the COVID-19 virus, that has been a big cause of concern in Italy. I won't talk about it. But
they shut down half of Italy today. Like
Yeah,
the northern part of Italy is like under quarantine.
But these
so
are the
that's
game.
not good.
This is a game. These are games that should have been last week.
yeah, and instead they postponed this week's matches to next week.
They're just pushing everything back like a week almost.
Yeah, and they even canceled the Coppa Italia. That's not going to happen this season,
Yeah.
which is a shame for
It's
those
very
teams
sad,
in it. But there's a few matches left from last week that didn't happen, and Juventus Inter Milan was one of those, one of the biggest matches in Italy. And
Yeah, the top two go head to head. Unfortunately, he said no fans.
yeah, no fans until April 3rd at the very least.
It's so sad because this would be such a great game. You know, the
fans
stadium would be
going
nuts. It'd be a great stadium.
It's weird watching, listening,
it's
watching the game
so
without
weird.
fans, because you could just hear the players yelling
It's
like
so
crazy.
weird,
at the
yeah.
same
which
time, I
is-
kind of like it. At the same
that's
time.
what that was me too. Like, you don't have that big atmosphere of fans there, but like, it's kind of nice just hearing the players, like how it just would actually be, and just
Yeah.
like a regular.
Now, if I knew Italian, that'd be very interesting. But obviously, I
Come
don't.
si dice?
Bravo.
Ciao, bella.
All right, let's stop that.
But yeah, Juventus, they do get a victory over Inter Milan.
Who
which
scores
is
the goal, Lucas?
Aaron
I think
Ramsey.
it's like Liam's two favorite players.
Aaron Ramsey and Paulo Dybala pop up for goals for Juventus.
Yeah, Paulo Dybala's goal is best.
It
was
was
a
very,
very good
nice.
goal, yeah.
I quite enjoyed it.
But I'm gonna.
But
The game is what the game was. I want to talk about the title race because I'm gonna put
the
some
first
money
half
on the
was very
table.
boring.
Yes,
to be honest.
Second half was better, but I
Yeah.
turned it off after 2-0 because
I'm
I knew it was
putting money
over.
on the table. Big shout. Inter Milan are officially out of the title race
Oh, why do you say that?
because they have fallen and they're not picking up points no more.
I mean, they still have a game in hand, but
no,
yeah, if
Inter Milan are out of the title race. The
Can you
only
let me
title,
speak, you
the only
moron?
title contender
You can't just call
to
people
Juventus
morons. You moron.
is Lazio.
you think they're the only team that
They're
can,
the only team that could potentially do it, but I think the title race is done.
I think you are being very prisoner of the moment.
Lazio's still
100%.
very good, so I mean,
Lazio's the only team I could see potentially derailing Juventus.
Now, Lazio do have a tough schedule
They
towards
do.
the end, but they do play Juventus later this season, and that will be, if the Serie A is still going on, that
That'll
will
be
be
game-changing.
one of the biggest matches of the season, whether it's behind
race
closed doors or not. So that's going to be interesting. Now, almost every team has the same games in hand except for a few. But yeah, Inter, they're starting to fall back further and further behind, which is unfortunate for them. They had a good start to the season, but
Yeah.
the recent, I guess 2020 hasn't been the best for them.
Not at all.
And obviously with the postponements
Inter
of their,
United's been struggling.
Inter United.
I love that.
but with postponements of multiple matches already this season, that's gonna just cause so much problems for them. And they're still in the Europa League.
Yeah.
I think they should just try to win the Europa League.
Yeah, I agree. That's a big thing for them right now.
Yeah, even though they do have a tough match against Getafe coming up, although that's going to be played behind closed doors too.
Yeah, everything going on with Italy right now is just it sucks.
Yeah, but you have to do it for the betterment of the people there.
Yeah, they're going through a rough time.
Congratulations, Cristiano Ronaldo, you are Serie A champion.
Not yet. But his goal scoring streak ended.
I think Juventus will still win it, but I'm not Liam where I'm just it's over. It's over.
Done.
It's over. It's over.
Right.
Juventus will not drop another point this year.
That is a lie. And
Aaron Ramsey's going to like score an own goal.
I don't think they will lose a game.
If Juventus don't beat Lyon and advance to the next round of the Champions League, I will agree with you. I will say it's over. Because then they have just Serie A to focus on. And when Juventus have something
Do you say if Lyon beats Juventus?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If Lyon advances and Juventus does not, then Juventus will only have Serie A to focus on. And
Lyon's up against Juventus, right?
Yeah, 1-0. No.
But if Juventus do still have a run in the Champions League, I think Lazio still has a chance to win it. Because Lazio have no other games in Europe to play.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, because we put them out.
Okay. Should we run through the other games?
Let's talk about Lazio's result. They win 2-1.
They didn't play.
Okay, that was February. Never mind. The same match day. Never mind. It was weeks ago.
Yeah, so Parma lost to Spal 1-0. Sampdoria beat Verona 2-1. Genoa defeated AC Milan 2-1, which is kind of shocking. And 0-0 between Udinese and Fiorentina.
Zlatan scored.
Yes, but not enough.
You're correct.
It's not enough.
But lots of problems with Milan again. When you think everything's good, it gets crap again.
I can tell you this team's not good.
Their sporting director has left the club, Boban.
Yeah, because he's done with their shit.
Maldini might potentially leave.
Because he's done with their shit. He's like, yeah, I'm out of here, boys.
AC Milan's just gone through so much crap, and it's just, it's a mess.
It's their own fault, though.
It is.
This club let themselves get here.
It's 100% their own fault, but it's just... It's just a mess.
You blame that Berlusconi guy who sold to those fraud Chinese owners.
Lucas should blame Zlatan. He left.
He left many, many years
I know,
ago.
that's what I'm talking about.
And that was Berlusconi's fault. He sold him.
It was, honestly.
I'm joking.
I don't care if you're joking.
You struck a nerve, okay? You pissed him off now.
You don't pissing me off.
Don't ever blame the king. But yes, Fiorentina, Udinese 0-0.
Jokes and his...
I say one pun, and it goes over your guys' head.
It was good, actually. I'm actually disappointed I didn't hear it. I liked it. Check out the TikTok. Check it out.
If you're still here, thank you very much.
Check it out.
But let's move on because,
let's go to Germany.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God, that was just... Okay.
Ear piercing.
Okay.
Sorry.
There was a top of the table clash that saw...
Dortmund and Gladbach.
Yes. Borussia Mönchengladbach hosts Borussia Dortmund. It ends 2-1 for Borussia Dortmund.
I thought this was a bit of a scrappy match.
I liked this one.
You did?
I did like this game.
It wasn't my favorite Bundesliga match this season.
I liked it because it was a little scrappy. There's a little bit of kick to it.
Yeah, there was. I know.
Liam likes the Celtics, so he likes.
I didn't like how the Borussia Mönchengladbach nickname is the Foals. I don't like that.
Why?
I don't like that.
There's probably a reason for that nickname.
Oh, I assume it's just because there's horses in the air. I just don't like that. It's a weird nickname. Not my fan. Anyways, the game. I still like that. Thorgan Hazard opens the scoring 8 minutes in.
Yeah, it was a great play by him. Rolled the ball behind him and then finished with his left foot against his former club.
He's a quality player, yeah.
Yep.
And
better than his brother.
This season, yes, because his brother's already played.
Yes. Lars Stindl does score for Gladbach to make it 1-1.
Unlucky
He's had a good season so far. 6 goals, but he's been on fire recently.
Mm-hmm.
But he's unlucky Haaland, you're correct.
Yes. I mean, he kind of messes up, though.
Yeah, I mean, the ball hits Haaland. He's on the line. He can't really go anywhere. It goes through his legs. Sorry, Haaland. But Haaland actually doesn't score, which makes headlines across Germany. Did
he get an assist? I don't remember.
Yes, he did. He scored. He assisted Hazard's.
He's dropping his value.
He is 100%. But the game is
Terrible player.
The game is won by Mr. Hakimi. Fantastic run down the right wing, assisted by Jadon Sancho. Makes it 2-1. It's actually a good goal.
Man, it sucks for Dortmund that he's on loan and not their player.
Very much so.
But it was I don't think this was Dortmund's best match in the world. I thought Gladbach were unlucky in some cases.
I'd agree.
But it's good for Dortmund to actually hold out defensively. And
they need to keep winning, especially with Bayern Munich coming up next month. And Robert Lewandowski possibly coming back for that. And he's just loves scoring.
Scary Robert.
He loves scoring against Dortmund, especially.
He does.
It was a...
Hey, I'm I'm going back Dortmund. I'm scoring goals.
Look who's calling.
Oh no!
Should I answer him?
Boy,
Yes.
we got Waz on the line.
Hello, sir.
Hello there. How are you?
We're good. You've missed United by a far, far ways.
Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
Is it?
We are better than Liverpool.
You're not. By
We
any
have been
means.
the best informed club in the Premier League for the past month.
Burnley.
Burnley have been better.
I disagree. Who is Burnley? I don't know. I don't know who this is.
Did they not beat you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We're in the middle of the Bundesliga right now.
Glory, glory, Man United.
Yes, it was a great result for you guys. I gotta give you
Manchester
credit.
is red.
Manchester is red currently.
Yeah, it always has been, always will be.
I mean, okay.
Bruno is God, yeah?
Bruno had a great game.
Yes.
Martial is top class.
Yes.
He's
I'm
good.
just so happy right now. We're back, baby.
You're not back. You're fifth.
I don't care. We won. We beat City. We got the double on City. Who else can do that? Not Liverpool.
Wasn't it Wolves?
No. Always done the double, man.
So
Yes,
did Wolves.
so did Wolves.
Yeah, but Van Gaal never did that. Klopp never did that. Mourinho never did that against Pep Guardiola. That's right.
Okay.
Anyone who doubted Ole, they're eating their own words now. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it's still many games left in the season, was.
I don't care, man. Not right now. We beat City. That's what matters.
Can you tell me about Pep? Do you think he's a fraud?
Sometimes, yes.
Do you think he's just genuinely not a very nice person?
I don't know. He seems like a nice guy off the pitch. But
Really? I think he's just a very mean
I
person.
wouldn't want to be in the same home as him. I feel like he's an angry individual at times.
I mean,
I feel like if you cook the chicken wrong, he won't talk to you. Let's be honest here.
You're probably not wrong.
Can you imagine if you're like his son or daughter and he's trying to help you with the homework and you get something wrong?
I thought I was expecting a Pep impersonation. I gotta be honest.
No, but like, have you seen the City documentary series? How like,
Yeah,
he's a strange individual.
he is. Tell me about the Bundesliga.
It's the best league in the world right now.
We're talking about the Dortmund game right now. What did you think about it? He didn't watch it.
I cannot confirm or deny anything.
It ended 2-1 for Dortmund over Gladbach. It keeps Dortmund.
Did I get the result right? No, I didn't.
no, you got the right team winning.
It keeps Dortmund a point behind Bayern Munich. Do you think that Dortmund are still within a chance of the title?
Yes.
Well, Dortmund are 4 points behind.
4
Bayern.
points now. Bayern played. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still in the title race. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
Tell me about Bayern Munich's game.
Didn't they smash somebody like 5-0?
No.
I've been kind of out of the loop. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Lucas, tell him the score.
I was too excited about it.
Bayern Munich won 2-0. It was a lot harder for them than you expected it to be.
I don't know if you noticed, but once Lewandowski got injured, I kind of stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
I mean, Alphonso Davies, he plays left back, so he doesn't really score, right? So.
Yeah, but who did score, Liam? Leon Goretzka.
Leon Goretzka scored.
Did he play center forward?
No.
No. Because I never said he was going to play center forward.
And Thomas Muller scored.
Yes.
You made him seem like he was going to be the next world-class striker.
No. So who did they beat, Lucas?
They beat Augsburg.
Augsburg.
Yeah, apparently Augsburg gave them a good
solid
challenge.
Game. Good derby.
Is it a good derby?
I don't think it's not even a derby.
I heard it's a rivalry. Look, I'm a typical North American football fan. I know nothing. Right? So
let me check then.
Okay. So let's get this back on track. Bayern Munich, they are top of the Bundesliga, and 4 points behind is Dortmund. Dortmund are definitely still in the title fight.
The big match, it's going to be when Dortmund
When Der
come against Bayern.
Klassiker happens, 100%. That could be winner take all for this season's Bundesliga.
just watch Bayern just totally demolish Dortmund, though. That's usually what happens.
It is usually what happens.
It is.
Yeah,
We'll see if it happens
key
again.
game title match. Dortmund just fall apart. But we'll see. Maybe Kevin Holland. I mean,
Kevin Holland. You
did
keep
it
saying
again.
that.
you keep calling him Kevin. I don't know why.
It'd be great to see Haaland versus Lewandowski, Alfonso versus Hakimi. There's some great matchups there.
Who else is Axel Witsel versus Goretzka. I mean,
Jadon Sancho versus the entire team.
I would say Witzel's top 5 number 6s in the world,
That's a bit of a shout.
Oh, number 6 is. It's not the worst shot in the world. I think
he's up
Witzel's
there,
very
yeah.
good.
He's good.
He's had a great year.
Random thought, but
Yeah. Any other interesting... What did Leipzig's result?
They drew Wolfsburg 0-0. I watched this
that was
match.
an interesting result. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Wolfsburg. Actually, I thought Wolfsburg had the better chances in this match, honestly, and Leipzig were just.
They're
they
bottling it.
a little. They didn't start Timo Werner. I guess they're resting him for the Spurs match. So if the Spurs match doesn't go well, then this result's going to look even worse. But
It's okay. We don't want Leipzig winning the title. We don't want that. That's.
I think this is slowly morphing into a 2-horse race.
Still Gladbach have a game in hand.
I don't see Gladbach being title contenders. I'm sorry.
I
think in the big games, Dortmund beats them. I think Bayern beats them.
Leipzig are still right there. But
Leipzig are technically still there, but I don't think they have the legs for it.
Two draws in a row. It's not.
I don't think they have the
It's not
depth
great,
needed.
But there's still a lot of matches left in the Bundesliga. Still,
Any other big results?
big results. Yes, Leverkusen did win 4-0 against Eintracht Frankfurt.
Get ready, Rangers. You're gonna get smashed.
Sure.
Well, we'll see about that.
No, we're not gonna see what I can tell you right now.
I don't think it matters anymore because the Europa League has already been decided.
It has not.
United's gonna win it. It's pretty clear.
You do agree with that, Liam.
I think they're gonna win it because I think it'd just be funny as hell if they did.
For United?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you wouldn't shut up for a month.
No,
We're back in the Champions
so
League.
he's going to start glorying again. Please don't.
No.
Schalke tied Hoffenheim. Hertha Berlin drew Werder Bremen. Werder Bremen are now in the bottom 2.
Has Piontek scored yet?
Pew Pew. Did he score?
I think he scored you talked about
Yeah,
it.
Piontek scored last game, I think.
Week.
Yeah, he didn't score this week.
Yeah, Pew Pew.
One of the best strikers in Europe.
He's not. He's really not.
Sorry. I'm sorry for bringing the idiots. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other results: Köln beat Paderborn, Freiburg beat Union Berlin, and Mainz drew Fortuna Düsseldorf.
Those are all some bottom of the table clashes.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so since we're here, I have a random question for you guys.
Okay.
Who is the all-time best Premier League right wing or right mid?
that's very specific.
That's very specific.
Because we were having a discussion last night out at the bars with a bunch of guys, and we were wondering who would you put the best all-time right winger in the Premier League history?
Who did you come up with?
I can't remember. we had a tough time. We were thinking maybe Robert Pires, but
Pires is very good.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe Mohamed Salah even, but
Not all time.
because on the left side you already have Ronaldo.
The right side's hard to.
Did Giggs play on the right side?
Yeah, you could put Giggs.
I don't know if he played the right
Maybe
side.
Even
it's
Thierry
a
Henry
tough-
at times.
It's honestly a tough choice.
Henry was more left.
He was more
central,
left, but
and
he-
There's
central.
not really many notable right midfielders or right wingers in the Premier League history.
there probably are. You're just not
right
too
now,
aware
we had
of them.
trouble. I mean, when it
Nani.
came to the right backs, the best one is probably Ivanovic
Best ever right back?
in Premier League history.
Are you mad?
I'd go with Ivanovic or Zabaleta.
Patrice Evra?
He's a left back.
He is a left back.
Yeah,
I know my
left
lefts and
back,
rights,
maybe.
honestly.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
like
bring
it.
up these random topics, but to me, I bring up the stupidest shit.
We have enough questions to go
We
through.
have a lot of questions to go through.
Yeah. Without any research, I can't really
It's
come
hard.
up with one.
That will be a question for another episode. How about that?
Yes.
Okay.
We should do an episode where we discuss that.
The best ever Premier League 11. Sure, we can do that.
Yeah. I like
Okay.
it.
I think we're going to let you go, Waz, and we're going to...
Why? I want to talk Serie A.
We already
We
talked
already did.
Syria.
Corona happened.
You're correct.
Yeah, Ronaldo, he waved to the fans and everything.
Yes.
Did you see that? He came off the bus and he was like pretending to clap like handshake fans.
Yes.
We're
gonna let you go, and we're gonna move on to some of the questions. Okay?
Can I stay?
We have La Liga.
Oh, we have La Liga still.
Oh, we have La Liga still. Oh my God!
Okay,
This is gonna be a 6-hour episode.
Okay. Unfortunately for La Liga fans, we have to go through this quick because Liam does not have too much time today.
That is true.
So quickly, Barcelona win 1-0 against Real Sociedad. It wasn't really their best performance.
Some messy magic.
They got the win though.
They got some VAR luck too, apparently, but I didn't watch the match.
Real Madrid lost.
Yeah, this one, Real Betis played very well. Real Madrid didn't really look.
He stays on. He does that.
And
So I'm gonna go now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Glory, glory, Man United.
Yeah, you deserve me.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. There's your.
There's Waz.
apologies for that.
Yeah.
But no, we
Yes.
love Waz, but
Yes. La Liga. Real Madrid lost.
Yes, yeah.
Real Madrid lost against Betis. Nunes Fekir did not score.
but he did have a good game.
He did. Christian Tello scores the game winner.
Oh, so I see what Barcelona are doing with their youth academy now.
Just telling them to the rivals.
Yes.
Sure. Other interesting result. Atletico Madrid drew Sevilla 2-2. They actually saw some goals in Spain. Jesus, wow.
Yeah. Liam, you predicted a
0-0.
draw. Good job.
I predicted 0-0. Make sure you watch the 1v1.
I mean, it's kind of outdated now, but
If you're even watching anymore. I don't know why you'd be watching anymore.
maybe because
We appreciate if you are
Yes. But João Felix scored.
back
Be
in goal
aware,
scoring
Lucas.
form. What?
Be aware.
You're the one that. I don't. Never mind.
Watch him put 3 past Liverpool.
He's the one that said João Felix should have scored from a hospital bed last month.
He costs 170 million euros. At that price point, I expect you to walk on water. Like,
Okay, but we have to move on, unfortunately. Sorry, we couldn't really give you good La Liga analysis.
Unfortunately, we don't get the coverage for La Liga, so
I can sometimes watch matches,
it's-
sometimes not.
Waz just texted me saying United should all deserve to be knighted after that performance.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
you
And,
can tell Waz loves United. There you go.
and final thing we'll talk about before the questions. Lille beat Lyon 1-0. That was related to the prediction video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think either of you
Moussa
got that
Dembele
right.
did not score, but Loic Remy did. The
Loic
ex-QPR
Remy.
man. Yeah, so that's going to cover Europe's main leagues. Apologies that we did kind of rush through those, but we have a lot of questions from you guys from TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So we greatly appreciate the comments. We're going to try to answer as many of them as possible. Greg's been in charge of it this week. I got kicked off that
You
duty.
got Instagram.
I got Instagram.
Go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you
Okay,
go.
can I say something that was kind of funny? But
Yes.
kind of disgraceful.
Okay.
So Scana's refereeing in today's match between Turense and Anadia, third division in Portugal.
Okay.
The referee awards a ridiculous penalty to the home side and a consequent straight red card. Then the penalty was taken 3 times, as the first 2 attempts were missed by the Turense player. And then apparently the referee was suspended.
You gotta love some, I'm not saying match fixing, but shady things.
It's very shady.
Okay, I will start off with our Instagram.
And just quickly, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go through every single question that was posted. And we appreciate everyone's questions, but these are just a random mix that we did pick
Yeah,
up.
we're probably going to answer like 10 TikTok at most.
We'll see
A
what
few
happens.
more.
We'll see what happens.
And then, yeah.
Okay, starting off with Instagram. Do you think Kevin De Bruyne can go to Barcelona? Yes, he can. I don't think he will,
He
though.
can. Will he? Probably not.
I mean, if this... I don't know if Barcelona's finances are really terrible.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've spent so much on players in the past few years.
Would he be fantastic there? 100%.
Yeah,
But
we'll see what happens with De Bruyne. Another one. Can you guys talk about EA Sports and their shithousery? And I responded to this when I said, we're planning a summer event where we talk more about EA Sports and football, like video games and stuff. So hold off for that. But briefly, EA Sports has done me dirty many times, and I'm very angry at them. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I played a game and I scored a goal. They called it offside. There was a man on the post. At 2 a.m, I'm screaming at my TV.
My Xbox Live, I want to play online off the Ultimate Team recently. My Xbox Live was ended. I'm like, I'm not buying this.
Yeah.
So I played offline.
Fair enough. Greg?
And Volta was pissing me off.
Yeah, Volta's crap.
It's not crap, but
not
it could
the
be
journey.
I
better.
haven't touched a EA Sports game in a long time now, so
There we go.
But it is a mess.
Because
I
his
agree.
Xbox is broken.
That's not the reason, but
Who are the players too good for the drop in the Premier League?
Sorry?
Who are the players too good for the drop in the Premier League? So who is too good to go down?
Jack
Grealish.
Jack Grealish should be
Cantwell.
up there.
Yeah, Todd Cantwell.
Lucas might say a few Bournemouth
No,
players.
a couple different Watford players.
Sar, Decore.
Is Pookie too good for?
Pookie Party, no, he's a championship quality striker at best.
I think Wilson is too good, but he hasn't had the best season. I think
every team down there has a handful of players who are good.
I agree.
Yeah, and especially West Ham too, like guys like Felipe Anderson.
Haller, if he's on his day.
Yeah.
If we're talking even lower, like Southampton has a few quality players.
I mean, Southampton are safe. Don't worry about that.
Is Dele Alli a Jesse Lingard in the making? I can't stand the guy. He's not even a great footballer.
I mean, he was good a few years ago. I don't know what's happened in recent years.
He has his like ins and outs, I guess, like his good days and his bad days. Jesse Lingard, as we all know, has had a rough time recently.
Yeah,
so
he had like one good season. I think this is what happens when you hype up English players after one or two good seasons.
Dele Alli is much better than him, but I do agree. Like,
he has to produce,
and maybe he just dropped off a little and it hasn't been as motivated for himself.
Now this question is to Waz, but he ain't here, so we're going to do our best to answer it. I'm not calling him.
No, we're not calling him.
No.
Do it.
What was your favorite Manchester derby goal? Mine was Nani's effort against Company. Simple, easy, Wayne Rooney bicycle kick. That's the best ever derby goal. I'm sorry, that just is.
If Waz was here, I'd probably say Owen just to piss me off.
What do you think of Jude Bellingham's move to Dortmund?
It's not confirmed.
Yet, but
Dortmund are looking like they are in favors for that.
And it's a 35 million pound or euro move.
It first was like compensation, but I heard that the player's dad would not talk to teams that would try to get the player on compensation. So yeah, 30 million sounds about right. Even though
It's a huge amount of money for him.
I'm still not sure if Dortmund would actually spend that money because that's around the record.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's around the record signing.
Yeah, obviously these teams see something in him because, I mean, United were rumored to be spending 40 million on the kid, so it's wild to see what the numbers being thrown around. To Waz again, do you think Rooney was underappreciated by the United fans? I assume during his time there. I think Rooney got the recognition he deserved, but he wasn't great to United.
When did
I
you
think.
Post this? Are we talking about? Is this for the match?
I don't think this was the derby game. I think this was just for his time at United. I say that because of how he treated when he handed in the transfer request.
Yeah, but he's still one of the most talented players in Premier League history.
100%, but I'm saying I think he was a little disrespectful to the club who gave him everything. That's the way I see it.
And if you're watching this video, you can answer it in the
below.
comments.
Yep.
Have you got any news of the upcoming UEFA Conference League?
Oh, I think that's the third competition that's going to happen. That's going to be
Below the Europa League.
Yeah. I think that's supposed to start.
Fulham can get into that one.
No, they're not good enough yet. And
I'm gonna cry.
I said yet. Don't worry.
I don't know much.
Cry.
I don't know much about it. Not much is being announced about it. So.
I think it might start after
More European competitions make it more exciting.
Yeah, 100%. More money coming into the league.
It's starting in 2021.
Okay. This is a two-part question. Can you see teams like Sheffield, Wolves, or Leicester establishing themselves in the top four, or will the traditional top 4 to the 6 bounce back? I think Leicester will be a consistent top 4.
I think it's a bit of both, because I kind of see those top 6 teams, or I guess top 4 teams, like bouncing back. But like you can definitely see like Wolves and Leicester are on the up.
Yeah.
And Sheffield United, they got to, I would say, prove themselves another season because as we've seen with like Watford last season, just recent, like now they're in relegation battle. So
investment is important. Also, with Wolves and Sheffield United especially, they were recent promoted teams, and they may still have players that may not be up to scratch in a season or two. Reinvestment is going to be important for them. They do have good owners. I know Chinese owners for Wolves. If they keep putting money in, they're going to be fine.
It just depends on the money too.
And I know Sheffield United have this Saudi guy who's really rich who owns like a lot of the chunk of the club. Mm-hmm. So you could potentially see some big signings. Not big, but like
it just depends. Like if Sheffield United get European competition this season, huge. Then like that's so much money just for them, right?
Yeah, and I think Leicester, they're on the right path.
I think
Leicester definitely.
If they don't sell any of their players to the other top 6 teams, then
Do you think Diego Simeone is in danger of being sacked if he finishes outside the Champions League and gets knocked out by Liverpool?
That's a tough one, actually.
I think if he's outside the Champions League, I see it very tough for him to come back, even though I think
you just have to try and find someone else that like can help.
That'd be a huge overhaul change for that team.
It would be, yeah.
But again, it just depends. Do the board trust the project they have? Because this is a rebuilding year for them.
Yes.
They sold their several players last season.
Spent a lot of money on a young player.
Well, they spent a lot of money on other players as well.
Yes,
but there's a lot of players.
Of money on.
Yeah.
So
there's a bunch of players coming in, and it takes time to gel. It hasn't quite worked out so far this season, but
they can always have a. I mean, it's just. I guess you're talking about this season, but it's hard to say right now. Honestly, it just depends on the situation.
Do you think Liverpool and Celtic will sell their best players? Liverpool, no. Celtic, yes.
Who's Celtic best player? Edouard
will be gone. Ayer might be gone. Cal McGregor might be gone.
That's usually what Celtic does. Unfortunately,
Ryan
they
Christie
sell
could
like
be
the
gone.
bigger players. They're like kind of like that.
Oh, that's how Celtic survive. We sell to the Premier League. I mean, Stuart Armstrong, Victor Wanyama. We sold Moussa Dembele. Fraser Forster. That's how we survive. The money's not there in Scotland. We had to sell to keep ourselves afloat, kind of thing. Yeah. Do you honestly think Arsenal and Manchester United will return to the top of football anytime soon?
Who?
Manchester United and Arsenal.
And Arsenal, like the Champions League, win the Champions League, win Premier Leagues.
I mean, not anytime soon, but like maybe in 3-4 years, it's possible.
I think United are closer than Arsenal, but then again, Arsenal have a good manager going right now. I don't know.
They both are kind of on the ups, I would say, right now. Like after shaky season.
But this is what we do. They have good results recently, and then they have bad results, and we flip the script. Yeah. So
it depends. Really, United will see like what they can do if they bring in, if Ole stays, all that kind of stuff.
Let's see what happens this summer. If there's good signs for them, then yes.
Next question's for Lucas and Lucas only. Oh, yes. What Polish team should I support? I don't know any don't support Legia Warsaw. They're not nice.
I think if you like youth players, I think Lech Poznan's pretty good. I think they're kind of a neutral team.
Let's support that 3rd division club that Waz has a kit from.
Odra Opol.
Support them.
Also, there's an extra class of team that I used to like when I was younger because of FIFA. Let's see. I don't know if they're in the 1st division or not.
I'm supposed to time on this question.
Yes, Zagłębie Lubin. Yes.
Other than Grealish and Sancho, who else should United sign this summer?
Sorry?
Other than Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho, who should United sign this summer?
Are you listening to these questions?
Well, I know.
He's had to repeat himself 4 times.
Because he speaks fast and I wasn't initially paying attention.
Sorry, I talk quick. I was quick.
So who should they sign other than Grealish or Sancho?
Yeah.
They should probably get another midfielder because Pogba's probably going to leave in the summer and they need someone to...
Will that not be Grealish?
Help Bruno.
I think Grealish is better at the wide position.
Yeah.
Help Bruno control that midfield.
James Maddison.
Because
he's too similar to Bruno.
I've been liking Fred, but like if they can find someone to play with Bruno and McTominay, that's a really strong midfield, honestly, I think.
Potentially another striker.
And I agree with that.
Who do you think will win the CONCACAF Champions League?
Montreal Impact. No, I'm just kidding.
No, give it to them because Victor Wanyama needs to win silverware.
I think LAFC and Atlanta United are really good, but no MLS team has ever won it before.
No.
Or at least for a very long time at least. And if I'm going to make a safe bet, I'm just going to choose like Tigres or Club America.
Club America, yeah. Is Griezmann a flop or is he on top?
He's definitely not on top, but he's not a flop.
He's just doing his thing.
He just had a drop.
Yeah, I agree with that. It is different because he went from being like the top guy at Atletico to being under kind of like Messi and Suarez, so it's hard.
Yeah, he doesn't get as much as he doesn't get into spaces that he might have gotten to at Atletico Madrid.
So
it's just different.
That's the last of my questions, but I have to give a shout out to Margaret Pollard School. They all watch us.
Who?
Thank you. Margaret Pollard School.
Thank you.
They all watch us. There's like 100 of them that get together and watch us.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, good job, guys. We appreciate the support.
Is that in? I'm assuming that's in like the UK or
I think
or
so.
Ireland.
I think it's in somewhere in Britain. I don't particularly know.
It could be Ireland.
It could be.
Sorry that we don't know, but
I
thank
didn't
you.
Google
We
your
appreciate-
school.
We
I
appreciate
mean, it's
it.
probably better you don't Google.
Greg, give me some TikTok questions now. That was all from Instagram. We greatly appreciate those.
TikTok.
Just sorry if I don't
Get to you. There's
get
a
to your
lot.
question. There was a
There
lot
was a
of
lot.
talking points. So first, will Ronaldo finish at Juventus?
No,
No.
I think he has at least one more place he's going to go to, and I don't know if that's in Miami, but
It's.
If it's Miami, if that's the last place he goes,
I
I'll
think
be.
he'd be great in Miami. I gotta be honest.
It would just be such a big talking point.
Even LA,
like-
even the Galaxy.
Yeah, like just
Chicharito, he can move on and bring in Cristiano.
like you think Zlatan in like LA like that? Imagine Cristiano.
it'd be
like,
cool
in
if he
there.
returned to Sporting Lisbon.
That's what I was gonna say, but I think
Go
the
back
thing-
home,
The thing
yeah.
with Ronaldo is he's just marketable.
He's too
Yeah.
big. Yeah.
He's too big. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have. If he's gonna want to get paid the same as he is right now, later in his career, he's gonna have to go to one of those leagues
Yes.
that could potentially.
I don't
pay.
want him to go to like Saudi Arabia or Dubai. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think he.
They'll be like
would.
Xavi or even like Iniesta in Japan. No.
I think he could go somewhere he can still have a lot of exposure.
MLS. Yeah.
Like MLS still that still gets worldwide exposure when there's a big name
Yeah.
in there. I know this season probably won't get as much exposure like last season with Zlatan, but hey.
Next.
It's kind of similar to the United question, but will Man United sign Sancho or another big?
I don't think they
player?
get Sancho.
I think if they get Champions League, it's definitely possible, but they'll also have to be competing with Chelsea if Chelsea gets Champions League too.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Like any other big names? Like, will they sign any other big names?
Yeah, it definitely. Well, if they can get Bruno Fernandes, then they could definitely find someone who's around a similar stature to him. Maybe not the same output that Bruno Fernandes.
Getting someone like Sancho is incredible.
That'd be a huge. That'd be a season-defining signing.
I think Chelsea is more
Likely.
than United.
Yeah.
though.
Whatever team gets Sancho, I'm going to be scared of them. So
Yeah, that'd be a fantastic team.
So I hope he stays.
How do you think City will do in the second leg?
Against Real Madrid.
They can't just come out and defend because that's not what City does.
No.
Even though they're ahead, but
I
Real Madrid's
expect-
going to come out strong, is for
I
sure.
expect a 1-1 draw.
So you think City's going to go through?
Yes.
I think City's going to go through too, but I don't think it's going to be because of
But
defense.
City can't defend.
I don't think it's going to, but I think City's going to come out attacking and threaten Real Madrid.
Honestly, I have no idea because I know Real Madrid.
They're both really wishy-washy
Yeah.
right now, and they're two masterclass teams, honestly.
Manchester City really hasn't been too focused at all in general these
No.
past few weeks.
Yeah, it's been
Against Real Madrid, they played pretty well, and it was probably one of their better performances in recent months.
yeah.
But it is a concern when, like, if they continue poor form in the Premier League, like say they have a bad match against Arsenal and Burnley, then it's going to be tough for them to just bounce up and be ready for Real Madrid. And on Real
100%.
Madrid's side, they seem up and down. So, they beat Barcelona one week, then they lose to Real Betis.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
is it going? Are
Both
they going
these
to be?
clubs are very similar.
Oh, Real
No, I mean,
Madrid are still in the
result-wise.
Real Madrid are still in the title race.
Yes. They don't have Liverpool.
Next one. Do you think Real Madrid will get Haaland and Mbappe?
Not at the same time. I mean, just like in general.
But just in general.
No. I think they'll get Mbappe. I don't think they'll get Haaland. Haaland to me is a Premier League center forward.
I agree with
I
you.
like that, yeah.
I could expect honestly Haaland to center forward Manchester United within 5 years.
Or
To
Leeds.
actually go there. Yeah.
They're going to Leeds.
Hey, he's
Leeds going up.
I don't care. They're not going to have.
apparently he's a
Okay,
Leeds fan.
I was gonna say that
It'd be-
he also was seen wearing a Manchester City.
That's
kit.
because his dad played for Manchester City.
But I was gonna say I don't see Leeds having 100 million to spend on him. But in today's Premier League, it's very possible.
Peter Schmeichel played for Manchester United.
Yes.
Casper played for the academy.
I know for
of
City. Yes, I know. But I think Haaland will center forward United within 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, I could see that potentially happening. I wouldn't, but it'd be.
That's saying Haaland stays on the trajectory that he is.
Yeah.
You never know what happens in a couple.
I mean,
years.
I hope Leeds. It looks like Leeds are going to get promoted, right, Greg?
Yeah,
and
they're first now.
If Leeds build up in the Premier League, say 3 years, they can afford a Haaland. That'd be a great story.
Yeah,
but I don't know if that's realistic at all.
We'll talk about that another time.
Yes,
about Championship, but yeah. Will Liverpool ever sell their front three?
I actually had this thought a couple days ago. I forgot to bring it up. I think in the next 2 years, Mohamed Salah gets sold. And hear me out.
This is, I guess,
hear me out.
Mostly for Lucas.
I know this is insane. Hear me out. When Sir Alex Ferguson was winning trophy after trophy at United, he kept the team fresh. He wasn't afraid to sell big names like Roy Keane. He wasn't afraid to let the big names go.
You think Jurgen needs to kind of do the same thing?
I think Salah is the one that can still attract a lot of money. And, he's the one that can be replaced. Timo Werner.
I think Mane can also be.
High.
I think Mane is having better season this year.
But you don't know how a few years is going to look.
But I think he's also having, a better last year as well.
You don't know. Well, I don't know. Who has the better longevity compared to the two? It's
Lucas just quickly would.
Yeah. I always thought that we'd probably sell one of them eventually. I think Liverpool have to sell players at some point. And
of course.
It's probably going to be one of them in a few years. But that's probably going to be at a time when we can afford to let them go. And hopefully we have a guy like Timo Werner at the club and then maybe bring someone in at that time too.
Next question.
This is just funny to say. Do you think Liverpool will win the Premier League?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now this one's...
Lucas, stop it.
Stop. What major team / historic team in the Premier League has the highest chance of being relegated or bottom 5 in the next 5 years? We kind of talked about that question a little bit, but not on recording.
Yeah.
But
I don't see any. Okay, I mean, Aston Villa is a huge historic club. They could go down. West Ham's a huge historic club.
It's how you describe historic club.
Yeah.
Because none of the top six is gonna get relegated anytime soon. You just don't see it.
Newcastle's a historic club. They've been relegated in the past.
Like if Leeds comes up and then gets relegated again, but
I think when you say historic, I think you mean more like the top 6 kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't see Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal.
No, you don't see them.
I don't see those guys going down.
But who's the most likely out of those?
Arsenal.
Yeah,
inexperienced manager.
Spurs.
I mean, they don't like to spend money. Harry Kane could be walking out the door this summer.
But they're too much. They're run decently by Levy, despite not many transfers being made by that man. And even though the injuries are happening right now.
Spurs or Arsenal, I'll say, but I think more so Arsenal.
I think if Roman Abramovich ever pulls out of Chelsea, I think it could be bad for them. But then again, they already have such a huge market power throughout the world that someone's going to pay a lot of money for them and invest.
Buy Chelsea, yeah.
Unless if that person is just like Mike Ashley.
Yeah, I was going to say Mike Ashley comes in and picks up Chelsea.
All right, so let's try and go through these questions a little faster now. So.
Yeah, Lucas, go faster.
We want to answer the question well.
But I know. Will Leicester City get top 4?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
I think
they're on the down for sure, but I still think they'll hold it in.
Yeah, I think they're good enough to keep top 4, and I think the teams around them are just
inconsistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Next.
Who is the best midfielder at the moment? I'm assuming it's worldwide. Don't actually know.
Probably still
Premier League, it's Kevin De Bruyne. World, probably Kevin De Bruyne. I'm going to say that.
De Bruyne, but you could argue Kroos.
Yeah,
I think Toni Kroos is off it. He's slowed down a little bit.
A little, but I think
there's a lot of fantastic midfielders. It depends how you describe the term midfielder as well.
Yeah.
Like, so there's offensive, attacking, box, everything.
Yeah,
I know Frankie De Jong. He's very good. He's still young, but he's been played out of position, so he hasn't been able to showcase himself as much.
Sergio Busquets is still a damn good center defensive midfielder.
Yeah, Fabinho before his injury was amazing.
Right, we got another long one. Do you see Sancho or Haaland winning the Ballon d'Or within the next 5 years?
Again, it depends on their career, how they goes. I mean, I don't think any of us can answer that without where do they end up? Are they healthy? How does Dortmund perform?
Yeah, and the second part of this question is, or does Mbappe, the overhyped fraud, take the crown?
I think the overhyped fraud is not very overhyped. I think he's damn good. I think he will win a Ballon d'Or.
I think he'll win a Ballon d'Or too.
Yeah.
I could see all three of those players winning a Ballon d'Or
yeah.
at some point in their career, though. Especially with Messi, Ronaldo, them all just going down. So, not going down, they're just getting older.
Retiring.
Yep. What are your thoughts on the 50+1 rule?
Well, we won't get too much into it, but the 50+1 rule, I think
I don't know how lot about it, I gotta be honest.
It makes German football very unique, and I admire it a lot. It does prevent them from like having a lot of financial
buying power.
Yeah. But it does help. But then again, it does help clubs try to be run well, and I do like the idea. I like
the idea of it.
Yeah.
Just sometimes it's like a little annoying, I guess.
I mean, it is annoying in a case that you can't just have someone buy you and you can't just pump money into the club.
Yeah.
Well, pump money, make big signings. But then again, that makes the Bundesliga great. And because of the fans, the Bundesliga is one of the best leagues in the world, and it's really affordable for them, and they're pretty much the most important thing in the league.
Yeah,
100%.
And the second part of that question is basically, should it stay?
Yes, I think so. You can still build and become a great, you can still build a great foundation of a club without having intensive flooding of money, but it just takes a lot longer, and you have to be a lot smarter.
Is Mbappe performing better than Haaland, or vice versa?
Haaland's been around for like 6 months.
But he's been still fantastic.
In Champions League, he's been brilliant. Bundesliga has been damn good, but so has Mbappe. So,
and it's hard to differ when they're in different leagues, honestly, as well.
It's like same as Ronaldo and Messi. Enjoy them. Don't compare and contrast. Just enjoy.
We can enjoy them for the next decade.
All right, Liam,
good.
This will be for you. What do you think of Billy Gilmour's debut?
I think he was fantastic.
Or performance, sorry.
I think he was fantastic. I love what he's done. The 2 games I watched him, I hope he starts for Scotland in our international matches, and hopefully he keeps his form up.
Did you hear about this guy before he made his debut?
I had heard about him. I had heard Chelsea fans, screaming out for his debut. I had heard Scotland fans screaming out for him to play for Scotland. I hadn't seen much of him, but
I know you didn't know he was a Rangers
youth academy. No, sucks to be you. We're all not perfect.
Do you think Manchester United will finish 3rd?
No. I think they'll be happy they finish 4th.
Lucas?
I agree with Liam.
If just getting Champions League is what you want.
Exactly.
What do you think about Harry Kane wanting to leave Spurs?
It's the right move to do, Harold. If you want to win something, you get out of that club.
If they don't get any silverware at this, will he be gone this summer?
Yes.
I just don't think he can do much better than Spurs. Really, I don't think.
Really?
I don't think he's Real Madrid or Barcelona level. So then, what level is he?
Manchester United.
Is that much better than Spurs?
Yes.
How
they
so?
can challenge for silverware. They have more money.
Spurs were in the Champions League final.
And I gotta be honest, I still don't think they deserve to be there. I know you yell at me, but I don't think they deserve to be there.
Whatever, man. I don't know. Maybe making a move is the right time for him since he's been at the club for a while and things haven't been going well for him.
He'll never win anything at Spurs. An FA Cup, ooh.
I mean, that's fans' dreams a lot of the time.
It's going to be interesting because we'll see if Mourinho's still there, of course. We'll see what they actually do
how they transition in the summer,
and there's a bunch of players that left. There's a bunch of players that joined this last summer, and so we'll see what actually happens.
Next
question.
I
think that's it.
Oh, what about the YouTube?
That's it.
We talked about the Villa already, so that's...
But there's other ones.
He said this to me last week. There really wasn't.
Did you check both videos?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so if we missed a question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we apologize.
There was also a lot of teams you want us to talk about.
Oh.
Clearly, we don't have time for that right now, but we will make a video about that. It'll be up. Don't worry. We'll get there.
We appreciate you all wanting us to talk about most likely your favorite team, and unfortunately, we don't know a lot about some of the teams. And
the lower division English teams, we don't get coverage of it. It's just, quite frankly, in Canada, we had the Premier League, we get the La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A. We don't get much lower.
We don't even
some championship from time to
Liga
time.
that easily. It's hard if you're in Canada.
But we will try our best to answer that and talk about every team. And hopefully we answered your question. We thank you for sending them in. Keep sending them in on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, wherever. Anchor even. I don't know what's going on
I don't know
there.
how you... I think you can send voice messages on Anchor, but I don't know how you listen to them.
Fair enough. But we greatly appreciate all you guys' support. And, the subscribers keep coming and the likes and the views. We appreciate it. It's been an incredible last few months for us. Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoy the content that we have to come. We got Champions League is back.
Yes, that'll be midweek.
So
so expect that one on Thursday uploads. But we're going to wrap this one up because it's been a very long episode. I'm very tired. I'm ready to go home.
Me too.
So, you're already home, Lucas. From Greg, from Lucas, myself, Liam, and Waz on the phone.
Glory,
Jesus,
Man
that
United.
was this sad. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit like, comment down below. And this has been yet another week in the beautiful game. We will see you next time. It's 8:30. We gotta go.
True.
Timer. I'll set a timer.
I have the clock here.
Shut up. Shut up. We know how to tell time.
Apparently you don't.
Listen,
An hour.
I didn't know it was happening. No one told me about it.